Hey, what's going on, guys and girls? For those of us who like to, do everything ourselves when it comes to maintenance on our cars, my name is Captain Meep, aka the road runner of the streets, and I will be showing you how to replace your AC compressor in a 95 Acura Integra. This should also work if you have a lot of the older model Hondas, because of course we all know that Acuras are just like Hondas because they're made by the same people. So let's get right into it. So this right here is the replacement AC compressor, because my AC compressor was leaking Freon. It's no longer good, so we're gonna go ahead and put this into there. Now, if you don't know where your AC compressor is, if you look in the engine bay, and you'll see your power steering, you see it's right there. That thing is your AC compressor. So we'll have to disconnect this hose, get rid of this ground just to get it out the way, and we'll move the radiator out of the way. That way we can slide in, loosen the bolts, move this out the way, slide the new compressor in, and then hopefully we'll have some cold air. So to loosen this up, we want to just take about like a 10 milliliter. I have like a small one right here. Just take a 10 millimeter and loosen up all those bolts. Get your stuff out of the way. When you get down to moving the power steering out of the way, you're gonna need a 12 millimeter for these two bolts right here, and you just hand turn this one to get out of the way. Make sure you move your belt. Before you move the AC compressor, you want to make sure that it's empty full of Freon. So this is your release valve right here. So you want to go ahead and get something like a screwdriver or whatever, press it in, make sure it's completely empty. So we'll do that now. Let that out. No more. So hopefully this fixes my issue. So now that that's empty, of course make sure that your battery's disconnected, because you don't want to do anything under the hood with your battery connected, because you don't want to shock yourself. Safety first, kids. Make sure you got some gloves. And yeah, I don't really wear goggles or anything like that because nothing's gonna fly in my face, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, now that I've made sure that the compressor is empty, I won't get splashed in the face with anything, I can go ahead and loosen up all the bolts necessary so I can get the old AC compressor out and put the new one in. Again, making sure that you have a 10 millimeter socket and your 12 millimeter socket at your side. Make sure you keep track of all the nuts and bolts. As you see, I take one out and I kind of screw it back in the same place so I can maintain a map of where everything goes. The most crucial part of taking a car apart is always knowing where things go back, because you don't want to put it back the wrong way and then your car won't function properly, and then you'll have a whole new slew of problems. So be mindful of that. As you guys can see, the power steering is out of the way. I've disconnected the parts where the Freon feeds into the radiator. That's where it goes right there. Those two holes right there is where the connecting points. You see all that green sludge around the compressor? That's how you know that there was a leak. With those two holes right there, you want to make sure that you plug something into them so no dirt or oil gets into it, or your compressor will be messed up. Here are the two bottom 12 millimeter bolts that needs to be taken out. So you just loosen those two up, pull it straight out, and then it'll come right out. Alright guys, one thing that I forgot to mention is when you replace the AC compressor, you got to make sure that you refill it with Freon. I forgot to buy it prior to replacing it, so I had to run to the store. So just got to the store and now I'm gonna fill it up. Start the car to make sure that the compressor is like running and working. Get that done. Then I'm gonna go connect my refrigerant and my gauge hose to the part. I'm using the R134 Super Tech from Walmart. It's like $5, and it is the resealable cap, just in case you don't use it all. So let's do that. Got my spray can secure. All I gotta do is attach the hose to this little part right here. So we're gonna do that now. Push it down. You're gonna hear a little air release maybe. It's not. Okay, it's locked in. You see my gauge pressure is at super low PSI right now. You wanna get it at least to about 40 or 50. Okay, let's get this upside down. And we're just gonna squeeze it. Craziest realization, it was not short on Freon oil or anything. It was actually the little rubber piece that goes into this right here. Little rubber piece that goes into that. It was stuck on the other plug and I didn't notice, and that's why the compressor didn't work, therefore pushing out hot air. But I switched it out, and I took it out, so now it works fine. And the air is kicking cold, so it's looking good. Yeah, just like anything else in life, you know, working with cars is definitely trial and error. So hopefully this is the last thing. 'Cause, goddamn.